In today's video, gents, I'm talking about the transformation that needs to happen up here for you to go from dressing like a boy to dressing like a man. The problem with dressing poorly is that you expect others to see beyond their prejudice. So the first part of transforming your style, you've got to give a damn, because if you don't care, the style transformation is not going to happen. Seriously, I have women reach out all the time saying, Antonio, can you help my boyfriend, can you help my husband dress better? And the answer is no, because if he doesn't want to make the change, well, nobody can force him to do it. That being said, life often hits a man with the motivation to want to make the change in the form of either pain or progress. Pain because he's been rejected, somebody said, you don't look the part, or, I just don't find you attractive, or progress. He's looking to improve himself and he realizes, I need to step up my style game. And once you've got that spark of motivation, what I hope to do here at Real Men Real Style is to show you all the ways that style can improve your life, so all of a sudden that motivation becomes a roaring fire. Now I could bore you with tons of stats and facts about how when a man dresses better, he makes on average over $230,000 more in his career. But what I like to see is a man actually put this in practice and start to see it in the real world. Getting compliments simply by putting on a sports jacket, throwing in a pocket square, wearing clothing that fits you, following the style pyramid, focusing on the fabric, focusing in on the fit, on the function of your clothing. All of a sudden you start to get these compliments. You have people say, you look really good today. I like that outfit. You start wearing a fragrance. You have people commenting on it. Here's the beauty of this, is all of a sudden you feel better about yourself. And that's the motivation oftentimes all a man needs. Because yeah, it may be hard to measure that you're making more money over time, but it's very easy to feel better about yourself and more confident. And that's what I love to see. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. The second part of your style transformation is to understand how clothing affects others and how it affects you. So there are two sides of the psychology of style: how you dress and how it affects you in clothes cognition, and how you dress and how it affects how others perceive you. Perception, reputation, judgment. There's a study in which a number of musicians, classic musicians, go up on stage and they play music. People are judging them. Here's the thing, is that it was the same music again and again. It was a recording. What changed? The way the musicians were dressed. That was it. And guess what? They were judged very differently. If they didn't meet the expectation of how a classic musician should be dressed, they were actually rated much more poorly. These were people only supposed to be listening to the music, right? No. We again and again, even if we know we're supposed to pay attention to something, we pay attention to other things. Human beings naturally do this. You may be perfect. You may never judge a book by its cover, but the vast majority of people, they have to take shortcuts. They have to look around and say, you know what? I'll be overwhelmed with all this information out there. I'm going to put things into boxes because I've got in my mind the idea of what a high status person looks like, of what a successful person looks like, of what an attractive person looks like, what my type looks like. And people put these people into boxes. And where you fit, guess what, is where you're initially placed. Now, there are ways to overcome this. And there are many examples of people that are incredibly successful, dress however they want. But unless you're Mark Zuckerberg or you're Steve Jobs, understand that people are going to judge you. And those guys were judged. They have been judged. And it's something that you have to understand what the situation is, but understand that people are fallible and that they will make judgments. They are prejudiced to certain beliefs, to an assumption that somebody dressed in a suit is going to be more trustworthy, that certain colors are going to be more aggressive, certain colors are going to be more, attractive. And when you know this, all of a sudden you can start using it to your advantage. And I am not saying to manipulate people. What I'm saying is don't shoot yourself in the foot. If you are applying for a company and they say, oh, there's no dress code, well, still dress appropriately, dress nicely for that video interview, because they may have big plans for you. They want to see somebody that can in the future be a customer-facing representative, somebody that represents them out in the field. And when they see you in that disheveled looking outfit versus actually dressing up, and it doesn't take that much, all of a sudden you put your best foot forward, you can do a little bit of research of what the company dress code is, and then dress appropriately. Make sure that your backdrop, you don't have anything distracting, you don't have that crazy stuff going on, because these are human beings making human decisions, and you want to make sure that you are presenting yourself in the best light. Now, on the other side, we've got how clothing affects us and our performance. This is known as enclothed cognition. A lot of research on this classic study in which they had all these people wear white jackets. Some people they told they were painter smocks. Other people they told they were a doctor's jacket. For the people that they told wear a doctor's jacket, they performed statistically higher on exams. Why? Because when they were wearing that jacket, they acted basically more focused. They actually went and they paid more attention to the details. Should you wear a white doctor's jacket? No. What I'm saying here, though, is that there is certain clothing that will help you perform at a higher level. Anyone that's played sports knows this, because if you wear the wrong uniform out on the field, well, you just feel out of place. You feel a bit nervous. You don't feel yourself, even though you're the same person. But that wrong uniform is going to affect the way that you play. Guys, understand who you are, how you want to dress to project the message that you want, because it has a profound effect on others and yourself. All right, gents, really quick, interrupting my own video here to talk with you about Vitaman. This is my company using organic and natural ingredients made in Australia. These are bar none some of the best products you'll find out there. We've got a wide range of different products that address your grooming concerns. First up, the face and body cleanser. Next up, we've got our proprietary face mud mask. Next up, our all-natural face scrub. This helps to remove dead skin cells. Next up, our eye and lip reviver gel. This is going to get rid of the black dark circles, any puffiness around the eyes. Next up, our secret weapon, the skin protector. And with our face moisturizer, non-greasy, fast absorbing. This is going to keep your skin looking good. Next up, our natural shave oil. And right with that, the best natural shave gel on the planet. And my personal favorite, our naturally cooling aftershave balm. And let's not forget our natural face moisturizer, specifically formulated for guys like you. If you want styling gel for your hair, if you want specific types of shampoo, because you have oily hair, you have dry hair, you have thin hair, we've got you covered. I'm having fun with this company, guys. It's really cool to be able to have some awesome products. Go check out Vitaman. I'm just really enjoying this company, and I appreciate you supporting us. Go over there, try the products, check out and support my company, Vitaman. A man who chooses not to read has no advantage over a man that can't. The next step in your style transformation, invest in your education. You guys ask me all the time, Antonio, what are the books on your bookshelf? Okay, Bernhard Russell's Gentleman, easily one of my favorite books on men's style. I've got all the editions. I recommend getting the latest, but if you grab some older editions, they just slightly use different models, but overall, an amazing book, highly recommended. Next up, we've got Josh Sims' Men of Style. What I like about this, tons of examples, real world examples, celebrities for the most part, but that's good because you can go out there, if you like that guy's style, you like what you see in this book, you can go out there and find more examples on the web. Next up, the indispensable guide to classic men's clothing. Now, this book isn't going to win any awards for originality or amazing drawings, but what I like about it, it's cheap and it gets the job done, and it has pretty much everything you need to know if you're just getting started. Next up, we've got David Coggin's Men and Manners. You've heard the saying, manners maketh the man. Yeah, make sure that you understand what good manners are. You want to grab this book. Now, if you're really into shoes, go grab Laszlo Voss's Handmade Shoes for Men, an amazing book. If you're into watches, Gene Stone's The Watch is an excellent starter. And if you're into fragrances and you want to know more than 99.99% of the population, check out Neil Chapman's Perfume. What I really like about this book is that first chapter is just a solid overview of fragrances in general, and then he goes and he breaks out notes and the fragrances most commonly associated with these notes. And although the majority are women's fragrances, what I like is as a guy, you're still going to find this interesting and it's relatively easy to read. And if books aren't your thing, then find the resource that resonates with you. I know over at my website, realmenrealstyle.com, we've got tons of free resources to include infographics, detailed articles, free ebooks, even free courses. And gents, if you want to stay on YouTube, but you're tired of my channel, look at all the other resources out there. We've got Alpha M, you've got Beard Brand, you've got Gentleman's Gazette, Teaching Men's Fashion, The Style OG, Fashion Over 40, Modest Man, Redolescence, Jeremy Fragrance. Tons of options for you out there. The best investment a man can make is in himself. The fourth step of the style transformation, gentlemen, is for you to open up your wallet and invest in your image. Now, this point may seem obvious, but I see so many people invest in their education, invest in their experience, but they don't invest in their personal presentation. So imagine a friend, he tells you about this Ferrari that he just purchased. He's so excited to take you for a ride. He's talking about the engine, he's talking about the history, and he pulls up and this thing is just beat up looking. It's missing panels, it is discolored. I mean, you're kind of embarrassed to get into it, even though the engine is sound, even though the transmission is great, even though the wheels are, they've got traction on them. Point being is, yeah, it's just from the outside doesn't look the part. Are you doing this? You've spent 20 years in your industry. You've got 3 degrees, but do you look the part of a success in your field? This is so key. You've got to invest in the right pieces. Don't just buy a suit. You want to have a suit that fits you, one that actually functions for that actually is classic in design, one that actually feels, has the right type of fabric. Those are the details that you need to understand if you want to project authority, if you want to project yourself as being someone that's competent in your field. Now, I get it. Some of you guys are tight on funds. Some of you guys are in between jobs. I will say that last point about learning more about men's style, the more you know, the more you're going to be able to identify great deals out there. And I'm not saying that you got to go out there and spend a whole lot of money, but I am saying understand what you need to look good for your profession, for your situations, and then go out there and buy quality pieces that, yes, you may cry when you buy it once, but guess what? Every time you wear it, you're going to feel like $1,000,000, and you want to invest in the right pieces, shoes especially, that over time, they're actually going to stand up to the wear and tear. They're going to look better over time, and that's when you know you've made a good investment. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an act, but a habit. The next part of our style transformation, gents, practice dressing like the man you know yourself to be. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my family loves Halloween. They love getting dressed up, going out, scaring people. But for them, it's wearing these fun costumes once a year, dressing up and being somebody else. When it comes to your nice clothing, you don't want it to be a costume though. You want this to be something that you've practiced wearing, you're used to wearing, and it feels good. So many guys think that, if I'm going to dress nice, I'm going to be uncomfortable. No, it's just unfamiliar, and there's a big difference. If something's unfamiliar, you just haven't worn it, you haven't figured out how it feels on you, and you haven't gotten comfortable wearing it. But once you practice dressing sharp, all of a sudden, when you don't dress sharp, you're actually going to feel strange. And I know that's how it is for me and many of the guys I've spoken with. And that's what you want to become the norm, where you basically level up your day, your go-to uniform, and all of a sudden you're dressing better, because that's what the magic of style really happens. All of a sudden you start going out, you practice dressing sharp again and again, and your style, your personal style emerges from this. Gents, when you practice dressing sharp, it becomes part of who you are. It becomes second nature. Other people, they become acclimated. They become used to seeing you dress in this way. And guess what? All of a sudden you become much more confident. So when you've got to be on that stage in front of people that don't know you, you're not going to feel like you're overdressed. You're going to feel like you are yourself, and you're going to do your best. You're going to give a great performance. You're going to be able to give a great presentation. You are going to be confident. In teaching others, we teach ourselves. So this next part of the style transformation, so important, gents. You need to pass on the lessons learned. Mentor others. Find somebody, maybe a young man at your church, maybe a guy that's just joined the company and he doesn't understand the unspoken dress code, or how if he wants to be going to the top, how he needs to look a certain way. And don't embarrass people. Don't point out that they're wrong. Don't try to make yourself look better at their expense. Identify what they're doing good, compliment them on it, and then maybe say, hey, you could improve on the fit. Maybe it's something we could upgrade your shoes. Have you ever thought about doing this with your accessories? I really like your style here, but have you considered this? Here's the thing. You don't know where people are going. You don't know where they've been. All you can do is give them the good. That light that's within you, you want to pass to others. You want to give them compliments. You want to help them achieve, because you don't know, that young guy, he could be the future CEO. That person that just joined up, with your group, they could be the next leader. Who knows? People aren't going to remember what you said, but they are going to remember how you made them feel. Make people feel great and help them achieve great success. Now, gents, I know you've got an opinion, and I want to hear from you down in the comments. It's getting out of control down there. So let me hear what I missed, what I could have done to make this video better. So what video to watch next? How about Tom Ford's Style Secrets? What are they? Find out, gents, in this video right here.